Ladies and gentlemen, on today's episode of Mobile Homes to Millions, I'm actually going to talk you guys through how to find a proper flip. So as opposed to what everybody says on social media, there's so many people that do it, several different ways. I'm going to teach you from my own experiences. So essentially the steps of finding one is I buy properties on market, and you can do it one of two ways. You can either find properties that are already listed with another realtor, or two, do door knocking and just make an offer to the owners. One of the most common questions that people ask me, how do you look for a flip? Price wise, you have to have a knowledge as a real estate agent as to what prices are. I'm not going to spend $550,000 on a house in Happy Valley and expect it to be a flip, because that's what the prices are in Happy Valley. You have to use some common sense. You have to use some your knowledge of experience. I know what houses are selling for in every single county. Marion County, Washington County, Clackamas County, Multnomah County. So I have a good idea of how much the flip would sell before I even run numbers. And then when I find one that I like, that it's either close to me or it's a simple flip. And what I mean by simple is if you find a single level residential home that's 3-bed, 2-bath that you could flip, that's like 1,200 square feet, that's gonna be way more simple than finding a 3-level, 5-bed, 4-bath, that has an unfinished basement. So you have to kind of know where you stand as an investor. So the process of figuring out how much a house would resell for is the same process as when I get a call from a client that wants to list their house. So essentially the potential flip that I want to flip, I take the address and I run comps as if it was completely remodeled already, so that I can see what I would essentially sell it for. Should be one in Gladstone right here. 55,000, 2-bed, 2-bath, 1,000 square feet. So here we go. Here are 3 recently sold comps actually. We have a 2-bed, 1-bath in the same park, 672 square feet, so smaller, that sold for 30,000. We have another one in the same park that is 2-bed, 1-bath, 746 square feet, that sold for 78,000. And then we have a third comp that in the same park that was 2-bed, 2-bath, 1,248 square feet. So this is almost identical to the one that is for sale. It's a little bit more square footage, 248 square feet more, but it sold for 139,900. So here we are. So it says that the medium sales price based on those 3 comps is 78,900. The house is on sale for 55,000. It's been on the market for 26 days, which is not a whole lot, but based on the price and the work that it needs, I'm thinking it's way too overpriced. So if you were to match it with the same looks that the house had for 139,900, then essentially that would be the max that you could get out of it if you do the same finishes. And the minimum that you could get for it is 30,000, which based on that, it's way too overpriced at 55. So I just ran the comps for you, and I'm actually going to take you guys to see it in person so that we can walk it together and I can show you more in detail what I look for when I'm looking for a flip. Let me go change in my bougie outfit. Don't worry about that. I'll get back to the office and I'll run some comps and then I'll give you a call.
Okay, thanks so much.
Hey, no problem. We'll talk soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye. But anyways, this is a client that contacted me in December wanting to sell. I told her that she was underpriced. She's selling for sale by owner. So I called her and I was like, hey, let me help you sell it. She's worried about the commission, which is why she went for sale by owner, but she's been listed for 4 months now. And she's actually 10 or 12K underpriced, which that is more than enough to cover the commission, and then she'll still walk away with more. So it doesn't make sense for her to be selling on her own, but a lot of the time for sale by owners are so stubborn and they just think that they can sell it on their own and not need a realtor, which is fine. But I'm like, when you're underpricing your house and you're still not selling it, why not just hire somebody that knows how to sell it and you still walk away with more or the same? So I'm gonna talk to her later. Let's just go see this flip first, and then I'll give her a call to tell her what I can sell her house. This is another client that I forgot to call back yesterday, so she might be a little bit upset. Okay, here we are. So the first thing you want to to take a look at is the park. This park is a little bit more run down, which is obviously going to affect the resale value, but let's just do a walkthrough of the house. And as you can see, like, it's a little dated. So I know if it's your first time, you're not going to be, you know, able to see what it really needs. But first of all, siding. This kind of siding is metal siding. It's not very popular anymore. Windows, you're going to have to replace them because they're the old, so they're not heat efficient, so people don't like this anymore. The roof looks a little skeptical. You have some wood rot right there. The windows are falling. It looks a little rough from the outside. But let's go check it out from the inside. Welcome to flip number 5. Welcome. All right. Okay. So this is the classic paneling that the old mobile homes had. Now we use a different type of material. If you wanted to maximize the 139-900, this would need to look exactly like the other one, and they don't have the same walls. These are super old. Big living room though. Looks like they had a wood stove. It's important for you to know, or just any realtor to know, that when you have a wood stove and they're not certified, they have to be taken out or you can't get any lender financing. So it looks like they already did that for you. However, also for this one, the house is 1969 and lenders do not lend on anything older than 1972, 78. Different type of lender lends on different type of things. So this resale would have to be cash only, which is something that you need to keep in mind as well. When you're purchasing it, it's gonna have to be a cash sale. Here's the kitchen. So the dishwasher looks great. Nice and bright. Okay. So keep all. We don't have any electricity there. See, so we have the old aluminum windows, like I told you, so that's what you have to look out for. The flooring, again, the walls. Looks like some electrical stuff is going on because it doesn't turn on there. Based on the year, I can just tell that it's gonna need electrical because if obviously it's original, so it's 1969. Nothing is working. Yeah, I mean, let's go outside really quick. You can see the just watch our step. So as you can see here, the deck clearly is done for, so you have to replace that too. Heat pump / AC, which it looks pretty old as well. So just by looking at the house, I mean, I can walk through them really quick just because I've done this enough times, but you're looking at a heat pump, you're looking at siding, you're looking at interior walls, you're looking at kitchen, you're looking at bathrooms, you're looking at electrical, you're looking at, what else, flooring, you're looking at windows. So it's an added expense. $55,000, this is why it's on the market. Sometimes a listing agent will take a listing knowing that it's an unrealistic price. Either that or they just don't know. Because not a lot of people know mobile homes, but it's just $55,000 is not worth it for this park and for the condition of this house. Roof, it's not a composition roof, it's a rubber roof, so that's going to cost around $3,000 to do. All the windows should be $2,000 to $3,000. Electrical depends on what it is. Flooring for the square footage, you're looking at about $2,000. A brand new kitchen is between $5,000 to $8,000. A whole bathroom to redo vanities and flooring and tubs. It's actually not that expensive. You'd be surprised. I could probably do $1,000 each bathroom. The bathtub is like $680. The vanity's $400. So it's not too expensive. But when you start taking things apart and something's rot, then that, you know, adds up the cost of everything. Probably looking at like $50,000, $60,000 to invest into it. Obviously, if you can do the work yourself, it's going to cut your costs significantly. I actually have a coworker, Keaton, who you guys will meet eventually. He's doing a flip right now, and his cost is so low on his manufactured home because him and his parents are doing a lot of the work. Their contractors are amazing at what they do. But something like this, like, I just don't have the time to come in here and do myself. One, I don't have time, and two, I actually don't know how to do anything. So I do have to run the numbers a little bit tighter because of that aspect. But I mean, look at it for yourself. It looks like it needs a lot of work. So I would need to get this for 10 to 15, so that if I put 60 into it, 50 into it, you're looking at a total cost of 70. And if I make it look like the one for 140, then that gives you the margin to, you know, make that profit. If I get it at 55, there's no way that I would make any profit on it because it just needs too much work.
and see.